Greeting, traveler.
No time for games.
The end is coming! Who am I?
Change your mind.
You require my assistance? Adios! We're gonna be rich!
No time for games.
Inferno!
It is that time again. It's time for us to unfortunately have the last show of the season. It's been an incredible season 16 of Legacy, but unfortunately it must come to an end. But there's a silver lining to it all, and that is that we have the champions of this prestigious season, Dadlegend, with us today. Now, for those of you who don't know, these guys have been around for a long time. They've been in the finals 4 times in the last 5 seasons. And this is their first championship out of all of them. So if there's a case to be made that, you know, this team deserved a win after how hard they've worked and how close they've gotten so many times, I think you could definitely say that. So we also have the privilege of having every single member of the team here today. So let's get right to it, shall we? First off, he's the 1 seed. He is arguably one of the most improved players in all of THL. And I have not met a person who has had any negative things to say about him. And if that changes, well, I might have to come find them. HonestZaib.
Hello. What am I supposed to say?
That you could just say hi.
Okay, cool. Hello. Hi.
Next up, the 2 seed, the man, the myth, the legend. He has been on Tavern Talk plenty of times, used to help host it until he moved on to bigger, better things. But we still love him to pieces, and I've had the pleasure of meeting this man in person. Say hello to Mayanadon.
We're just doing the hello thing then, right? That's
Yes.
it. Just hello. Hello, how's it going? No, but yeah, happy to be back here. It's always a good time, and obviously happy to be here for the championship one, man, on the other side of things. So that's exciting.
As it should be. Next up, he's the 4 seed. He possibly has set a record in THL for being the first for being one of the first people to get 2 championships over the span of just 3 seasons with 2 completely different teams. This man really is somebody to be looked out for. Urmumked.
Hello. Glad to be on here tonight.
Next up, the 5 seed, relatively new to THL, but still a man that has already made a very big impression on all of us. Say hello to Clarity.
Hey guys.
And last but not least, he knew I had to save him for last. He is my arch rival. He has helped result in some of the most ridiculous and hilarious banter that I've ever seen in all of THL. He still perpetuates the lie on a weekly basis that I have never beaten him, despite the fact that that is flagrantly untrue. And I love him anyway. Say hello to Yellowdart.
Is this where we're supposed to say hello?
Yes.
Oh, okay, hello. Also, I am not your arch rival. I don't want anyone to get that impression. A rivalry insinuates that both players have actually won, so I'm your nemesis because you've never beaten me. So just want to clarify that.
He's your anime storyline.
No, we're not doing this. No,
I don't know.
we're not doing this. I have
It's
shown
fine.
him the website repeatedly, and he still denies my victories.
I don't know. It looks like a paint Photoshop. Anyway,
how
I'll
to
be
use
your
Photoshop,
nemesis.
too.
That's fine.
JRJuggerLaw.
The only paint thing we need
This
is
the story
Yellowdart's
of my life,
bracket.
people.
Yellowdart's bracket the best.
Oh my god. Fish, don't enable him, I
What? That was a
swear to
really
God.
fun bracket.
It's a good bracket.
Yeah.
But yes, we have Yellowdart is of course also the captain of Dadlegend and the man who has helped this team make a name for themselves for the past at least 3 to 4 years, if I remember correctly.
It's 8 seasons in Legacy, so however long in real time that is, I don't know.
That's right. Now, of course, Yellowdart has been playing in Legacy since before that. He and I first encountered each other in season 7 of DHL, back when he was on the legendary Doghouse. I don't know if you remember those days.
I do. I remember beating you then. And then there was the season I was.
Welcome to the show, everybody.
Hey, everybody.
But yeah, and yeah, so let's get right to it though. You guys have obviously had quite a journey because, like, as many people may know, Dadlegend for the past like 4 or 5 seasons has always had Zaib, Mayanadon, and Yellowdart on it, and you guys have like continuously been successful, kept bringing the team playoff after playoff, final after final, and you guys just kept coming so close and yet so far. What has that been like? Like to have like all of the success and yet not quite get that championship until now.
I mean, we deserve this.
Yeah.
I'm not
It was
disagreeing
about
with you
time.
on that.
It was about time. No, I mean, we played against a fantastic team this season, but it was definitely a long time coming. I'm glad we finally got it.
Yeah, I'd say.
I mean, that is another thing worth mentioning. Like, you guys beat HSA, a team that was going for their 5th championship. This was their 5th finals appearance. They were completely undefeated in playoffs. And before this, they had only lost in playoffs once back in season 8.
Didn't everybody pick HSA in the very beginning to win the whole thing anyway?
I didn't, but most people did.
Yeah,
I mean,
they have a good
I
team.
was leaning HSA, yeah.
Well, this was a very interesting season because we kind of saw as it all developed that HSA was really the only major standout team as far as like performance wise. They were very undefeated, and they were pretty much the only team looking like a guarantee to make playoffs.
Very undefeated. What is that?
Very undefeated.
They were extra
Very
undefeated.
Super
The
undefeated.
most.
They had negative.
The
don't
only
normally
undefeated
say
team this
stuff like
season
that.
in the regular season.
Right. Well, it was especially significant when you consider that there weren't many teams that were like doing that well record wise. Like, we saw a lot of teams that finished off with a lot of points at the very end of the season, but still finished like 4-4 in overall like wins and losses, which was pretty crazy to watch. Like, we had you guys, of course, but we also had Drop Table Team, ATL, I'm trying to think.
Pod
Dirty Mike and the
people.
boys. Pod people finished 5-3.
They finished 5-3. Oh, 4-4 teams? Yeah.
4-4. There were like, I think 4 out of the 8 playoff teams finished 4-4. It was very jarring, like to watch kind of all that unfold. This season to me felt like it was defined a lot by teams that weren't necessarily having the best win-loss records, but were still getting a lot of points to keep themselves in contention. So, and we were looking at the results before. Dadlegend, you guys did not get off to a good start this season, unfortunately. Like,
No,
what was
did
going
not.
through your head the first few weeks? I'm curious.
Oh god, here we go.
Well,
Here we
for
go
me at
again.
least, I was like, I'm letting the team down right now because I think I started off either 1-5 or 2-5. So
Yeah.
thankfully, I was able to get things going and turn it around a little bit.
Yeah, considering the start you had and you finished 5-6 for the entire season, that's pretty impressive. Like, you really made a comeback as the season progressed, it seemed.
Yeah, playoffs Zaib, man. That's what I tell the guys. All that matters is you don't have to be great in the regular season. You just have to get in. Because at
That's
the end
true.
of the day, at least for us, I mean, we've been to the finals 4 times, like you said, right? So getting to the playoffs means nothing. Like getting to the finals means nothing. Like it's championship or bust every season for us. So
Right.
either you win the championship or it doesn't matter. And so for us, it's like, okay, make the playoffs is just kind of step 1. And then you get there and it's like, okay, well, there's 8 teams. So somebody's going to win 3 in a row. And if you're going to win 3 in a row, you're going to have to beat the good teams. All the teams are good in the playoffs. So whether I'm a 4 seed or a 1 seed or 2 seed, it doesn't matter. You have to beat the good teams. So you're going to have to beat HSA to win the thing. Whether you beat them in the first round or the second, it didn't matter. You're going to have to beat them. Same with Defias Brotherhood. Same with who else did we play? It was Dirty Mike. So, you know, those teams are all strong. And so for me, it was just, how do we get in? And then we get in, we do our playoff thing, and you give yourself a chance. And that's all it took. So
It's a
I don't
very
put
good
any
point.
stake into like what seed you get or how many points. No, just get enough to get in, and then it's a whole new season.
No, it's true, because we've definitely seen a lot of I think it's very established at this point that one of the things that definitely happens a lot in both Legacy, Hero, however you want to put it, is that you'll have a team barely get into playoffs, and then they just go off when playoffs actually start, and they just destroy everybody and even win the championship. We've seen this happen multiple times with
Yep.
teams. Some of them make it to the finals,
Wait,
other teams
wait.
win it all, but it's like it's very. You're right, because it's like once you get to playoffs, that's when it all matters the most, and it's very possible for a team to just have one-off weekend, boom, their season's over.
It's because we're like NBA superstars. We practice load management.
True.
Yes.
True.
Right.
I just want to wait. Who is JRJuggerLaw? Is that you typing in chat?
No, it's
It's the
not.
alter ego.
Oh,
The alter.
Oh dear God.
That's
No, that's my
amazing.
girlfriend.
Oh, okay. All right. I
Okay.
like the support. That's
I love
nice.
the support. It's wonderful.
She is wonderful and she is amazing.
Gotta find me.
For a
I'm
second, I thought that was you just typing that your favorite part of Thursday is your own show. I was just like very
Boy,
confused.
wouldn't that be
Oh,
quite a
that
twist?
would
No,
be
I
weird.
think that
Quite
it
interesting.
is. We have no evidence that it's not.
That would be
My
quite a
hands are
twist.
here and stuff's being typed. Don't even go
I
there.
don't know. Not convinced.
What was your question though? Sorry, I got derailed.
Well, I think you guys have basically answered my question, but I did have a couple questions
I
I
wasn't
wanted
worried
to ask,
at all
about like each of you individually. So, first of all right. So my first question is for Zaib. So, what has it been like for you? I'm curious, like if you have sort of a something you attribute to your success, because I specifically remember you started off in THL and you were one of those players who got to the 1 seed by really thriving and really like starting to excel pretty quickly. Like in your first few seasons, I think you started off as a 2 seed and then you were quickly moving up to the 1 and you were just dominating. You became one of these like really big name 1 seeds. And it just seemed like overall like you were getting better in general, because like I would see like your big ladder finishes, just making it to a couple Masters tours, I believe you did, right? You
Mhm.
qualified for 1 or 2.
3 of them.
3 of them. I was gonna say, I knew it was more than one. But I'm curious, like, what was that like? Because from what I gathered, you've definitely improved a lot since you first started playing for THL.
Yeah, I mean, it was a lot of hard work put in, like you said. Sorry, my throat's a little scratchy.
No problem.
But yeah, I mean, I grinded hours and hours, looked at a lot of replays, did all of that stuff. Um, and to be honest, for a long time, my confidence wasn't super high because I wasn't really getting anywhere. But after a while, the hard work finally paid off, and it it translated to THL as well. Um, and thankfully, I've always had good teammates, so I think that's been I've been lucky for that.
And I would say from being with Zabe for a while, the level at which he's gotten to is incredible. Like when I rep with Zabe, he plays a different game than I play. Like Zabe's out here playing like 4D chess, and I'm just like playing the green ones. Like
Yeah,
what he does is a different game than what I think most of THL even plays. It's really impressive.
that's what I've heard, and I 100% believe it.
Well,
Though,
thank you.
though I will say, I never felt more of an urge to defend somebody after the whole Fast 44
Oh
stuff
my
that
god,
happened.
jeez.
Yeah, I think most of us are blocked for that.
I am,
Yeah, I'm too.
and I'm proud of it. But my next question is actually for both you and Mayanadon because both of you fall into like the same category. Um, uh, so both of you guys have obviously been playing with Dadlegend for like so many seasons in a row, and I've always just been wondering, um, like obviously you really enjoy playing on the team that will like what was like the biggest like motivating factor to continue playing with them for so many consecutive seasons?
I mean, for me, we just clicked. Like, I didn't come back to win. It wasn't because we got to the finals. It's just been a lot of fun playing with Mayan and Yellowdart. We just have a lot of fun. I think we just click well. That's really it for me.
Yeah.
I
No,
mean, it
I mean,
definitely shows in how consistent you guys are as far as your success, but it's not something we generally see a lot of.
Yeah, and I mean, of course we like the success, but I think I could speak for all of us when I say that we didn't necessarily come back just because we were winning.
Hmm.
yeah. No, I mean, 100%. I love these guys. Like, this was my first introduction to THL. Was on Dadlegend. I like subbed, in the playoffs or something. I don't think I had a great game. It was like my first game in THL, and then the next season, despite that, Yeldar picked me up for Legacy, and since then it's the three of us, and I think we always just kind of are on the same page and have our system and everything, and it works.
Right. I mean, you guys definitely. I like what you've kind of tapped into here, um, like this very united team. Like you guys clearly all work together. I think it's both cool that you've had a certain consistency to your roster over these past number of seasons, but you've also been versatile enough that you've been able to like make it to playoffs with, several different roster changes every time.
Yeah, I mean, it it kind of comes with the territory, I guess. When you have a good season, your PRs naturally float up, which unfortunately in the past has squeezed out some really
Right.
strong four seeds. We've had some really strong guys in that four seed that I've had to go to other teams just because if we hold that core together, it just doesn't always work out from a math perspective. That's THL, so
Right.
that's something you adapt to, and then what happens is, if you have a good season and you get squeezed a little bit, and you sometimes regress a little bit, so then you open yourself up to bring in an overseeded four, in our case sometimes, and then you have a great season. So that's kind of what happened. I think in some ways that happened this season, right? We bring in your Mumked, who honestly is probably the MVP of the team and just carried us all season. And I mean, it's just because we had the PR and it was a good fit, from a PR value perspective. But I think he fit really well with with the group. I know he helped a lot of us with a lot of what we were doing. So I think for us, we have that core, but getting a good fit for those other couple slots makes a huge difference. And I think he was really a game changer for us this season.
Oh, very nice of you to say. I
Well,
wish
it's
you
nice
talked
of
about
him
me
to
like
win
that.
so many matches, so it's good.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, you guys just overall, it was very nice to see that Clarity obviously had the worst record after at the end of the season, but even a 4-7, being 4-7 was still a respectable finish. You guys definitely overall had a pretty solid showing.
Yeah, I mean,
Like you
Clarity
definitely
4 and
all put in
7,
the
like,
work, all put in the effort.
yeah, we did, and it's no reflection of the effort that Clarity put in at all. I mean, I think
No.
you come into the 5 seed, which is, I will say this, the 5 seed is tougher than
All
it's
over
ever
the
been.
place too.
Yeah.
It's
So,
all over the place. Yeah, it like has. I mean, we had like Dwyn and like Mako was in there at some point. Like, I mean, the 5 seeds that Clarity had to face are not normal 5
not your
seeds a
normal
lot of the
5
season.
seed, right?
Right.
So I would say that, and I'll let him jump in a second, but like 4 and 7 against the competition that he faced is no slouch, especially being at 50 PR. So like I'm well
100%.
aware that the value that he brings to the team is much more than a 4 and 7 record. I mean, he's going to be a force next season, I think, with a whole season under his belt. And I think he definitely improved as the season went on, and I think he probably has
Right.
plans to continue to do that.
I definitely agree with all that.
You guys.
Clarity, what do you want to say on the subject?
So like my PR is actually like negative 150 or something, and like I didn't know what to expect coming into the season. I spent 2 hours with Zaib right before the season started, and I spent like an hour and a half with Mayanadon like 2 weeks ago as soon as the playoffs started. And those are like really the two biggest things that helped me improve like over the season. The beginning of the season I had a rough start. I had a lot of stuff going on at home and stuff like that. But like to be able to go against guys like Lefty to me is really good. I took 2 games off of Duin week 3, and then he reverse swept me so hard. But like I don't know. I feel like I took some games off some people that I probably shouldn't have been able to take games off of, and I know 4 and 7 isn't the greatest season in the world, but I feel like I've grown a lot as a player, and I'm just happy to be here. I hope I can stay here for a long time.
I mean, look, there's a lot of people, myself included, who don't have any legacy championships under their belt. So I think having any championship is just something to be proud of.
Yeah, I gotta thank the top 4 seeds for that, because
Oh, stop selling yourself short.
they killed. I mean, that like the rest of the team is just nuts. Like if
But
we
you,
keep your mom
but
kid,
you yourself had to put in so much effort and
I did.
you had arguably the biggest challenge out of everybody when it came to the championship match, because you had to play against to win.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and I would say not just the championship match either. He had the biggest challenge
Right.
all season. Like you could
Right,
say,
right.
Your mom kid and myself were probably over indexed PR wise for our seeds, and you'd say we should have done well. So we had to do that, but like had Clarity gone, you know, 2 and 5 instead of 3 and 4 in the regular season, we don't make the playoffs. So we made the playoffs by 2 points. So
Yes.
if anybody drops any match at any point in the season below what they did, we're out, and we're
Right.
not talking to you right now. So I think it just goes to show that you going into the season, you need to know your team comp, and you need to know what you need to get out of all your different seeds, and you got to go
Right.
execute. And I think we did a pretty good job of that.
I would concur. I mean, like I said, it's just a very compelling story when we see teams who just barely make it in the playoffs, but then playoffs come and they just start destroying everybody. But now I want to move on to your mom kit, because I want to. So I'm very curious as to like what. So a couple things. What has it been like? Only 3 seasons of THL, and you've been massively successful in pretty much every one. You've made playoffs 3 times. You've won 2 championships. This season, you moved into the 4 seed, and I remember thinking and saying on Tavern Talk, this might have been one of the most ridiculous things to happen. this guy being in the 4 seed, I was like, whoa, like that was pretty crazy. Like, what was it like in terms of coming into this season team and just everything that unfolded this season?
Well, I guess I would just like to start off by saying I really enjoyed my first season in THL. Skittles pulled me in. He knew me from the No Pro Series server, so that was I really enjoyed that. And obviously, our team was really good, and we ended up winning the whole thing. So that really got me introduced into THL. And then I really just love the format of this entire thing. I like watching the THL streams when I can, and I just really enjoyed it. And then this season, when Dart messaged me and he said you would be in the 4 seed, I was like, well, that seems very good for a team like this, since I obviously have they played us and beat us in the regular season my first season, and then I knew that we had a good roster. And then he said that Clarity was in the 5. I knew that I actually replaced him on Skittles' team, 4th
Right.
initially. So I was like, well, our team is going to be really stacked, so sign me up now. And yeah, it turned out good in the end, but we didn't have the greatest of starts like we talked about before.
But this season was also just extremely close in general. Like, felt like it was pretty much anybody's game throughout the majority of it. So maybe in a way it helped that everything was as chaotic as it was. You guys always had a pretty good shot, even even with the very rough start that you guys had.
Yeah, I've never not believed that this team couldn't beat anyone or go on a win streak. So
Right.
I never felt like we were ever out of it.
Yeah, I kind of felt the same way. Never felt like we were out of it, even after our rough start. I felt like we were just close and just ran into a couple. I remember Drop Table kind of pounded us. I think it was week 2.
Yeah, it did.
I also think your guys' success in making it into playoffs is more impressive the more you think about everything that unfolded, because not only did you guys win 4 out of your last 5 matches, you guys again started off 0-3. That was rocky. But you also had to, you were also never really at a point where you guys were like, like in a very good, you were never in a very good position to make playoffs. Like, you had a big win, I remember, in the second to last week, I think. And then suddenly it was close between all these teams. And then you guys were fighting with like 3 other teams for one of those playoff spots, and you got it, but it was extremely close. And you guys basically made it you guys really clinched it by having just a top-notch week, 17 points between your 5 matches. Like, that was crazy.
Yeah, those last 2 weeks we put up some big points, and we said going in that, like, look, we're in position to make the playoffs if we take care of business, but it's not just, we can't just win. Like, winning is not enough because there were so many other teams that were likely also to win their matches. So it was like, we all have to win. We can't just like speak by 12-10 or something like that. No, we get to take care of business in a big way, and everybody executed.
And man, did you do that?
I think we also had a front-loaded schedule, which probably contributed to the fact that we were behind earlier on. We put
Probably.
Yeah. Well, especially when you consider, especially considering Drop Table and HSA
Drop
were
Table
two
and HSA were the
opponents. Yeah.
In early season was when Drop Table was massacring everybody.
Yeah, they were.
They fell off pretty hard.
Drop Table team won 9 out of their first 10 matches. They were insane.
Yeah, I feel like that last week of the regular season was kind of a statement win for us, since I think it was like Thursday night and we already played 4 of our matches. We were up like 16-1 or something.
You were.
We were
was
like,
the last
okay,
one
we're
to
that
ready
was
for
crazy.
playoffs.
Yeah.
And Clarity needed, I think, 1 point to really like solidify it for you guys, I think.
I swept that week. I think. Was that the week?
Yeah, it was crazy. We had one person say, "All right, I got the sweep," and then someone else came in and said, "All right, I got the sweep." And then I think we had another. I don't know exactly how many sweeps
I
we
ruined
had.
it. We had 3 sweeps, and then I bricked it.
You had 3 sweeps. That's right.
I won 3-1 and ruined it.
That was right. Yeah.
Yeah, but it was wild. I mean, like, at least for me, I feel like not many of my matches are sweeps. This season was a little weird. Before this season, I would say like most of my matches are 3-2 or 2-3, something like that. So then just to have a week where 3 of us sweep was crazy.
Yeah, that was like, I mean, the win margins you guys had were pretty irrelevant because I think you were playing against a Stubbs, right?
We were playing against some teams that were kind of out of it, but I mean, they were
Right.
still bringing it. I think we matched up well, and
Yeah.
we were pretty prepared for those.
Yeah,
Everybody
I mean, it worked
played
out.
really
You guys, it was still very close, obviously, but you guys made it, and that's what ended up mattering. And then you ended up barely edging out Defies Brotherhood in the first seed. You guys ended up crushing Dirty Mike and the boys in the semifinals, and then as we all saw, it was as close as it could possibly get coming into your match against HSA.
Yeah, it was
I
good.
wasn't worried for a second. The whole time this whole season I knew this was the one. It
There
just
you go.
felt it. It was
It's
it.
funny. It's funny
Easy.
because if you guys look, you guys kept getting closer and closer.
We were 1 HP off.
Yeah.
I know, against Fourth and Inches.
Ugh.
That was insane. That was literally as close as you could possibly
Yeah,
get.
Jared just drew terrible at the end. He couldn't catch any breaks. He just needed one damage somewhere. And he just
I
couldn't
know.
find
I
it.
was watching that
He
on
was
stream. It
fishing
was
hard.
ridiculous.
Yeah.
sitting in
But-
Discord with everybody, like watching those finals happen with Yellowdart playing was just nuts.
Yeah, it was hype.
I got like 3 hours of sleep that night. I had to go to work at
Oh
5
God, I
o'clock.
remember that.
It was horrible.
It was a lot.
but I didn't miss a play, man. It was awesome.
Honestly, it feels like that season was so much longer ago than it actually was.
Yeah.
Because I think that season ended right after COVID started, if I remember correctly.
I don't
Like in the
even
middle
know.
of it, because that was back in March.
I don't know. Time is just
Time
it
is-
doesn't.
I
exist
know,
anymore.
right?
It's not even a thing.
Yeah, it's like
I
a black
know.
hole right now.
Oh
Yeah.
God.
I don't know what
But
month
that-
it is. I don't know what day it is. So
I know
yeah,
Thanksgiving
don't
is
talk like
around
that.
the corner. I just know based on the holiday that's coming up.
Well, yeah, happy Thanksgiving,
'Cause
right?
That's when I
Yeah,
have
this is-
off for work.
Yeah, it's December, right?
Nice. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I will say this also. It's also worth noting that, like, in that season, that's when you made the finals against Fourth and Inches. That was also a pretty stacked season with like all the teams that were involved. It was you guys, Fourth and Inches, Hot Zilfs, and Good Luck Albatrosses. This season, it was also very stacked, but it was also very fitting because, as you guys probably noticed, it was four of the longest running teams in all of Legacy. We had you guys, we had HSA, we had Pod People, and we had Dirty Mike and the boys, all of whom have been around since I started playing. Actually, I mean, I think Dadlegend was around in Hero back in that point, but
Yeah.
I know they didn't start. You guys, it took a bit of time before you guys came
Yeah,
to
it was
Legacy
like 1 or
as well.
2 seasons later for Legacy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like this was like almost it seems fitting that this season was like the anniversary season, you know? So it was very nice. I like knew at that point I was going to be happy because all these teams deserved a championship.
Yeah.
So but yeah, very happy for you guys. Again, like, especially considering everything you had to do to get to this point. Like, I'm curious, like, before we move on, what were all of your thoughts? Like, what were you all kind of thinking going into the championship, knowing you were playing against HSA? Like, obviously, you guys are going to be confident, you're going to do your best, but I can't help but feel like the fact that you're playing against a team like HSA, a very unique team, one of the objectively the most successful team in all of THL. You're playing against them. What was that like?
So I probably have a little bit of a unique perspective on this one because I played for HSA and what I
That's
think
true.
was the first championship. So
Second championship.
is it the second? Okay, so Sage and I go way back, right? So I was like the emergency sub in the finals to help them win that one. Sage was massive in terms of helping Dadlegend win the first championship on the hero side. So, in some ways, he and I both helped each other get over a hump. So we've got a great relationship. And so to play HSA in the finals was really good just because, one, I know Sage, I know the kind of people he has on his team, and it's just a classy group. And I think they showed that throughout the week. And also a very strong group. And so, in some ways, it's like, well, if you're ever going to get one, it's good to get it going through them. It's it's not a fake championship if you do it running through HSA. Like, to draw a real sports kind of analogy, it's like the Raptors and the Lakers championships, yeah, sure they won, but like the Warriors were all gone, so like they don't really count. I'd equate it that way, right? You beat like the real team at their at their best, and to line up like that and get the win there, obviously made it feel pretty good.
I think that's a good way of putting it. I mean,
I'm not biased at all.
I do think, especially the thing is, I think that's especially of an especially valid point when you consider that not only is HSA a very seasoned team, but they were undefeated up until that point. This is, I think, the first time that HSA would have pulled off an undefeated season had they won their championship.
They only had to lose once.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they only
We
had to
almost beat
lose
them
once.
the first time too.
I saw that. You guys did come close. Yes.
But I will say, I mean, I have a lot of friends on that team. I think they're a fantastic team, and like I'm glad that they were the finals. If I had to choose like a team, especially because we had that close match early in the season, I was like, I knew that we were well matched. I think they have a similar sort of structure to their team, so like every seed kind of lines up well. So I was excited for it, and glad we got to do it that way.
I think it's good too, and it's funny because like I remember wanting you guys. If you guys had won against Fourth and Inches, you would have been the first team to win Legacy and Hero simultaneously. So that would have been pretty
Yeah,
crazy. But
I wanted that
you
bad.
got it in the end.
Yeah.
You guys had a hell of a run to get here. You had arguably one of the most meaningful championships in THL history, not just recent memory. So I think you guys should be giving yourself a big pat on the back. And the last question I want to ask, because I feel like there's no better way to end this segment on, what's next for Dadlegend?
Championship number 2.
Right?
So that's what we always do. So I don't think the mission doesn't change. There'll probably be a face that's different, just because math, but
right.
The goal doesn't change. It's championship or bust, and that's what we'll be doing.
All right. Well, I'm excited to see what your new roster is going to look like, because I know it's definitely you like this is the highest you've had as far as the PR for your top 3 seeds. So I'm very curious to see what you've ultimately decided to do.
That playoffs count against PR,
right?
Because we probably gained an extra, I don't know, quite a bit probably.
Like 50 to 100
something
PR.
like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Good, decent amount.
Yeah. So it causes some challenges, but it's part of price of victory, I guess. So we're gonna nerf ourselves a little bit for next season, and that's fine. And we'll
only slightly though.
Yeah. We'll see. Maybe we get better. I don't know.
Well, look, I'm just excited. This season has honestly been pretty incredible to watch. It felt like we had no idea what was going to happen, even while HSA was dominating everybody. And now you guys are here.
Yep.
Started from the bottom. Now we're here, right?
Well, we weren't at the bottom. We were right near the top, and then we got
never been at the bottom.
You technically started from the bottom, though.
Not once.
No.
Oh,
that's
boy.
That's actually not
Drake reference.
Oh man.
Sorry.
Poor Drake. All right. Well, we
yeah,
are going
Drake is
to
super
talk a little
upset
bit more
about
about this. I was gonna say, like, the Drake ran it in.
Oh
comment.
well,
That's a different
yeah.
Drake.
No one in chat knows what you're talking about, but
I know.
we know.
Yeah, we know.
We know.
We
Inside
know.
references. But okay.
Or if
So,
you're just watching football.
We're still going to talk a little bit about the championship, but we did say we were going to be revealing the all-star votes for this season. So we have the results. We're going to be starting off with the gold conference and working from the 5 seed upward. So in THL tradition, we're going to reveal the second place person first, in terms of the name and the percentage of votes they got. And then we are going to share the first place person and confirm who actually won the vote itself. And I will say, to start off, there were a lot of close votes. There were a few that people won't be surprised were very one-sided. And then there were a few that were actually incredibly close, where like some people didn't even get the majority of the votes. So I am very happy that this ended up being such a competitive vote. So, all right. I'm hoping you guys I'm hoping to hear your thoughts on this. Feel free to comment, So starting off with the gold 5 seed. So this in second place with 9.1% of the vote, Snake Fods.
Getting the graphic up.
Okay.
I didn't put the.
You fool.
Hey, revealed. Snake Fods from Drop Table Teams.
From Drop Table Teams. Had a solid season. Definitely made a big impact. But of course, with 84.1% of the vote, who wants to say it with me?
Wow. Is it Dwyn?
Ding, ding, ding. Yep, Dwyn takes the 5 seed. I mean, he was undefeated the whole regular season. Nobody could stop him until literally Starlex came up and said, not today, bro. Not today.
Yeah, and I would say honorable mention to Clarity as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, for sure.
I tried really hard, man. One of these days, I'm gonna be doing.
You were
you
kicked ass and chewed bubblegum, and you were all out of gum.
Tried so hard. All I
You
wanted.
tried so hard and
get 'em
got
next
so
season.
far. All right.
That's right.
Moving on to the gold 4 seed, starting off with 20.9% of the vote. It's Boozosaurus.
Good job, Booze.
Our good buddy Booze from HSA. Yeah, quite one hell of a season. Definitely shifted around a lot, but
Booze
I've
started
said just like your Urmumked, he does
4?
not belong in 4 seed. What?
I didn't realize.
Yeah, Boo started in the 4. Yeah.
He started in the 4. Yep.
That's dirty.
I think he played like 4 or 5 matches in the 4, if I remember correctly. I'm trying to.
Yeah, I played him the first
Like I
time.
said, these guys moved around a lot.
Yeah,
It was crazy. And in first place, with 51.2% of the vote, just over the majority line, Anful from Hot Zelfs.
What?
I know.
What?
Yeah.
Where's the kid? The kid.
He got me in the regular season, so I think he deserves.
He got him in the regular season. That's why.
Because
Anful went 6-2.
Was not as good either.
No,
This was a tight one.
Oh, Tyler.
This was very tight.
Oh. Football updates.
Football updates. Sorry, I didn't feel like typing that one.
You're good.
It's all right. Let's move on to the 3 seed. So, with 20.9% of the vote, it's Yellowdart.
Oh, runner-up, Yellowdart.
Our good buddy Yellowdart.
Who voted for him?
Wait, who beat Yellowdart?
I forgot who I voted for this seed.
I don't understand. We won the season, aren't we? All the All-Stars. I don't understand how that works.
You wish that's how it worked.
You'll always be my all-star, Mayanadon.
Oh.
But with 41.9% of the vote, not a majority, Wicked Good.
Yeah, he's
good.
It's pretty good. It's pretty good.
It's pretty good.
I might say wicked good.
Pretty good. Wicked good.
It's wicked.
It's cliched, but it works. Yes, yeah, Wicked Good from
you got
Pod.
You got to say it with a Boston accent.
And I tried. I spent 4 years in Boston. I never quite developed that. My New York side wouldn't let me. But yeah, is the graphic up there? I'm not seeing it.
No, you're going very fast.
You're going too fast for the graphic.
I'm type. I didn't.
Down.
Yeah, I didn't have. I was gonna try to do this slow, or fast and typing, but I didn't realize we were doing.
I'll slow it down. I'll slow it down a little bit.
Yeah.
So yeah, the 3 seed Yellowdart, 20.9% of the vote, and then Wicked Good, 41.9%. Why don't we'll move on to the 2, and you can get that ready.
I will pull up.
All right.
I'll flash. I want to flash. I want to flash the 3 seed on there for
You
a bit.
gotta show the.
All right,
3
flash the
seed.
3 seed. We
Yeah.
gotta show the 3 seed.
Well, 2 seeds also very
Got it.
important. I'm
Okay, there we
gonna
go.
try to just show both of them at once while you
At
guys talk.
once.
Okay, that's fair. But
'Cause-
reveal it after I
Yeah, I
reveal.
will.
Don't show it until I talk about the first place. Okay.
Sure, of course.
Wow.
So now we move on to the 2 seed. And this might surprise you guys. So in second was No Glocko with 39.5% of the vote.
Whew.
Fun fact, this was the vote that got this was the second place that got the largest percentage of the vote that did not win. So 39.5%.
0.5. No
And in
Glocko.
first place
Great player.
with 44.2% of the vote, it's Mr. Mayanadon.
Yes.
Mayanadon, baby.
Oh,
Yes.
Aw.
the dude.
The one Dadlegend representative.
I'm the only one?
Yes.
Spoilers for
When
the
you-
1 seed.
well,
Come
you-
on.
I'm spoiling it now because the
Well,
one
I don't
seed is
think I don't know if Zaib
obvious.
I don't know if Zaib was eligible.
He was an honorable mention.
He's eligible
was-
to be.
yeah.
Zaib's an
was
honorable
not.
mention, but he was
Yeah,
not eligible.
it depends because
We
you
all know who got the 1 seed.
because
Come on.
sadly you need to have above. I think it was above 500 on the season record.
No, it has to be 500 or above.
500
An
or
even
above.
record still allows you to be eligible.
Yeah,
Criteria.
criteria. Yeah.
Yeah.
In the
So Mayanadon will be the
Rules.
representative from Dadlegend in the All-Star game for gold. And we will talk about it more, but the rules for the All-Star game have changed starting from last season, where instead of it being one big game between 2 like groups of players, it's going to be more like an Olympics of sorts, where you pick a player for a certain event, they compete in it, and it's like best 3 out of 5 like matches. Like one of them's a battlegrounds
Mayanadon
game,
is really strong.
one of them's a
at
dungeon
Tavern
run,
Brawl.
something
I'm
like
really
that.
excited for that.
It's I really love the new format. I think it's a great idea. I think it allows for a lot more like excitement and more variety in terms of the stuff people can compete in.
Yeah, we'll
But
make
let's
sure
get
to have
back
him
to it.
prepped up.
So moving
so what
on
am
to
I
the
gonna do?
You got to play Tavern Brawl, I think.
the details of it all will be revealed soon.
Tavern Brawl? Okay.
You'll have options.
Oh, I'll
Talk to
have
your team.
options.
Pick
All
that
right.
one.
And lastly,
Fortunately, I'm caught up for this one.
okay, so starting with the second place with 7% of the vote, it's Agent PWE.
BT drop table zone.
Pee-wee.
Yeah, Pee Wee.
Yes.
So,
PB.
And
Yeah,
if
just
anybody
swear,
has
like-
been remotely paying attention to this season
Killing it.
at all,
He's
I
got
think
it.
we all know who the 1 seed for gold is going to be with 86% of the vote. Who wants to say it with me now?
HonestZaib.
Zaib.
No.
Vote for Zaib.
HonestZaib.
Yo,
No.
thank you
We
guys
wish
so
I
much.
wish it was. I wish it was.
I wish it was.
Congratulations,
I
Zaib.
mean,
It's an
That-
honor.
I mean, I
to
would
be
love for it
picked
to be.
as- It hasn't been. I haven't been picked until. I mean, since my first season, I think. So, yeah.
Fair.
Thank you for the honor, guys.
No, it is, of course,
Well
Based
deserved.
Inc.
It's
Oh, yeah.
base.
I mean,
Base is good too.
I mean,
She's
mean,
pretty good. She's good.
base.
she's pretty good.
She had an
100%
undefeated
deserved this.
season.
Undefeated regular season.
Undefeated regular season.
She beat me in the finals. I mean, she's a great player.
She is.
Definitely deserves it.
She
Much-
has
much
had
more than I do.
arguably one of the she's arguably had a very similar journey to you, where she's like improved so quickly in so much.
It's
Like-
honestly kind of ridiculous.
Yeah,
I mean, I
she was a
played her
3
over
seed
the
last
season.
season.
I played her over the seasons, and yeah, I mean, the way she plays now, it's honestly very unique. And every time I play against her, I'm nervous, honestly.
Yeah, me too. I had to play her in Hero, and it was rough. Almost
mean,
got her,
she
but
puts-
couldn't
It
quite.
puts the pressure on you ASAP.
She's quite
So,
good.
Yeah, super deserved. Much more than me. So I'm glad she won.
Yeah.
Wait, so is that 3 HSA on the All Stars?
Two. Boozosaurus was second place, so
Oh,
it's
you
only
were
2.
second place. Okay.
We've got 2 members of HSA based in Dwayne, 1 member of Dadlegend, that of course being you, Mayanadon, one member of Pod People, Wicked Good, and then one member of Hot Zilfs, Anful. So we've got quite a mishmash. Now we're going to move on to the Red Conference. We're going to start off with the 5 seed. This one was actually the closest. For second place, it was actually a tie. Feesh, are you ready? I'll give you a minute. Okay. It was a tie between G-Kick of Drop Table Team, right? He was
on Blood Bloomers, yeah.
Blood Bloomers, and Sharkbait of Chop.
Sharkbait Uhaha.
What?
Sharkbait Uhaha. On.
Forgive him. He hasn't seen Nemo.
Oh my
He doesn't
gosh.
have a kid.
I have seen Nemo. I totally forgot.
Yeah.
It's been a while. Yeah, both of them tied. This is the only tie and that we've ever had like for all-star voting, at least that I can recall. So pretty good stuff. Both solid 5 seeds. Sharkbait had a very strong opening season, taking down some big names in the 5. So very well deserved. And G-Kick's G-Kick. I don't really feel like I need to say much more.
OP.
Yeah, G-Kick OP. And with 31% of the vote, the smallest percentage of the vote that any of the winners of the All-Star vote got, Silver T Fox Demon.
Chaos Theory's own 5 seed.
Oh, good job, Chaos Theory.
Yeah, I wasn't eligible. Sorry, everybody. I'll do better next season.
Criteria.
You'll get there eventually.
Yeah.
Now for the 4 seed.
I announced.
Yes, you can.
Okay, I will get it up and then I will announce. So for the 4 seed in Legacy with looks like 21.4% of the we have Amberflight Gaming's own Bitbeaker. Graphic up now. Boom. Got Bitbeaker from AFG, who had a fantastic season, helped carry us to have a shot at playoffs. Yeah, fantastic season. He really proved it was really good with communication for our team.
Yeah, he had a very solid season. But Feesh, who won the vote?
So the winner of the winner of the 4 seed All-Star is on the Fias Brotherhood. That would be Nebkana.
Yep, that is correct.
Yes. In 76.2% of the votes. Fantastic job by him. Type everything in. Graphic. Bang. Your Legacy 4 seed All-Star.
There we go. And now we move on to the 3 seed. In second place, with 16.7% of the vote, we had the one, the only, Astral Frog, or as who I now think should be called Astral Pog. Know what I mean? Yeah, he had a fantastic season overall. Absolutely dominant. He struggled, unfortunately, in playoffs, but I don't think that should take away from how much this man has improved over the last 2 seasons, starting off in the 5 seed and then just being a very dominant 3 seed. And also worth mentioning, for those who don't know already, he is Base's brother. So, nice to have a pair of siblings in THL, honestly. Pretty cool.
Astropog.
Astropog.
Astropog, yeah. And the winner, with 73.8% of the vote. Feesh, you should probably do it.
JRJuggerLaw himself.
Oh my god!
From Illidan's
Rigged.
Death Knights.
Ding ding rigged.
I will say in confidence that I voted for All-Star.
Thank you, my good man. Thank you.
Yeah, you should have made
To all who voted for me, thank you. This is my third time making All Stars, I think, so it felt really good.
I was worried for a second, but I think Gold has this All Stars now. Not worried about it anymore.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, if there's Mayanadon on one side and JR on the other, give me the gold side.
There's Dadlegend on one side.
Mayanadon, I can confidently say Yellowdart has corrupted you, and I'm not having it.
It's fun. It's all in good fun.
I know, but he still corrupted you, and I stand by that statement.
It happened after it worked. The system worked. I learned the trick, and then it worked when I played you. So
Speak it into existence.
it happened. I don't know what to say.
Gromash, inner rage, rampage. I still can't believe that nonsense.
I can't even remember.
Practice that.
It haunts my dreams.
Jim did something to me like that this season too. Terrible.
We had a really great set. It came down to game 5, and I was basically at this point trying to play around Gromash. I knew like that's what I was playing around. I knew that was pretty much the only thing I had to worry about. I was playing Highlander Mage. But I needed to put up a taunt, and my only hope was to like get a taunt off of a Power of Creation, and I didn't get it. But I figured, okay, I'm at 17 health. I'm sure I still have another turn to like make things happen. And then Mayanadon just drops Gromash, Inner Rage, Rampage, which was 17 damage exactly.
Yep. That's a lot of damage.
I can't remember.
You should. It was momentous.
He's like another day at the office.
Just
I
in
know,
the
Yeah.
way.
How dare you? But that was so that was the 3 seed. Moving on to the 2 seed. I am genuinely surprised by how this turned out, because
2C was kind of the most unpredictable. I didn't know who was actually going to win the 2C for All Stars when we came into this. And
I'll say this. I voted for the winner, but I honestly thought that on paper, the second place person was like pretty locked for it personally. So I was pleasantly surprised. But with our second place with 24.4% of the vote, Markshire.
Yeah, Markshire had a really good season for Chop.
He doesn't belong in the 2. That's just what's absurd.
No, he doesn't belong in the 2, but I mean, he's playing on a team with Liquid Ox in the 1, so.
No, I know. I'm just.
Yeah.
He's just an incredible player, you know?
For sure.
He is absolutely insane. It was like so weird to see him in the 2. That's all.
I actually had the wrong team up for. I had the wrong team up for Astral. Oh, Astral's on DMB.
Yeah, he was. Yes.
Yeah. I think that.
And then our winner. No, what was that?
No, never mind. You're good.
And then our winner with 53.7% of the vote, Free Hong Kong, aka Pond.
Yep. Always top deck lethal. Solid 2. He started in the 3, quickly moved up to the 2, and stayed there for most of the season.
Because A2 had a bit of a mixed bag in terms of matches. But he 6-2, a very strong finish for the season. Definitely a man to look out for in the 2. He has just steadily improved over the past few seasons. Yeah, very happy for the man. Definitely well deserved. And then last but not least, we get to easily the most obvious pick of them all, the red 1 seed. Second place, we have a Mage 10 with 4.8% of the vote.
Okay.
And then our first place person, who I will say, with the largest percent of any of the All-Star votes, with a 90.5%.
Neji Boston of Amber Flight Gaming, my boy, getting the 1 seed nod. I will get his graphic up as soon as I can. I believe he had a 90-point-something% rate of vote.
90.5% of the vote.
90.5.
Just
he went undefeated.
Above.
So who didn't vote for him?
I don't know.
I don't know. I don't keep track of like the percentages.
Yeah.
As far as, like, how many people voted. You know.
I assume that Anoyo probably added to some of those.
They're 4.8% of the votes. Yeah.
Because Obviously, their player is in second place.
I mean, either way, Neji gets
Yeah,
it.
they both. I mean, Mage. I mean, seemed like a Mage had a pretty solid season for. I know that Neji and a Mage's match went well for Neji.
The funny thing is, Neji, because of how playoffs went, is actually the only player that had a completely undefeated season.
Yeah,
He also had the benefit of never facing Zaib.
that's true.
That is also true.
That is true.
True.
But I think.
But on the flip side, I never had the benefit of beating you this season, so it is what it is.
Well, you've never had that because it's never happened.
I was gonna
Honestly, I didn't know what team you were.
You lie!
You didn't make the playoffs, so I didn't see you anywhere.
Also, sorry for everyone's eardrums on me announcing Neji's. My mic is quite loud. I leaned into that one.
It deserves the enthusiasm.
Yeah. Yeah, Neji
When
went
will you just admit I've beaten you twice?
It happened.
Hold on, wait. Earlier it was once. Now it's twice.
See, it changes. This
It's
is what I
been
say.
twice.
It's fake.
It's
news.
always been twice. I am
think it's
consistent. damn
Photoshop
it.
too, JR.
I know I'm bringing this upon myself, but I don't care.
You want to go for 3?
So yeah, our red All Stars team is Neji Boston, Free Hong Kong, myself, Neb Canuck, and Silver T Fox Demon, which is 5 players from 5 different teams. We're representing Amberflight Gaming, ATL, IDK, Defias Brotherhood, and Chaos Theory. So this is going to be a very fun All Stars match, I gotta say. 3 players with undefeated records in the regular season. Myself, some other very strong players in here, Mayanadon included. I think this is going to be very fun.
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna watch it.
It won't be fun for you, but the other players will probably enjoy it.
Oh my
The players
gosh.
on gold will enjoy it.
Hardcore, man. I love
Oh
it.
man.
What do I have to do to get you to leave me alone?
Win.
I don't know. You invited me here.
This is
Yeah,
true.
but
That was my
he-
mistake. I
he-
will take credit for that.
He won the title. He gets to come on.
I will
Oy
say, no, I will say I've learned. If anyone listened to the Hero Series Championship show, we have toned it down quite a bit this time. So
Yeah.
trying to trying to learn from our past ways that turned some people sour on us.
Mm-hmm.
We haven't given out any of our own awards tonight yet, so be grateful for that.
Oh my god. Y'all are too much. Well, look, we're coming to a close for this final episode. Unfortunately, like I said, this is our last show of the season. But I do want to thank all of you guys for showing up. It's been a wonderful time. Even you, Yellowdart. That applies to you too. Don't worry.
Thank you.
But yeah, I'm very glad that this season ended on such a high note. We got just an all-around very fun season to enjoy. We're still waiting on official confirmation regarding next week, the start of the next Legacy season, since, as you all know, things have been a little bit thrown off by the Legacy, the most recent expansion being released 2 to 3 weeks earlier than it normally does. So we'll have to keep you all updated on that. But we will be back, most likely. We will have all the shenanigans still in store. We'll have some fun guests. We'll have some interesting storylines. I'm sure we'll have a lot to enjoy when the next season comes around. But I will say this one's going to be a bit of hard to top. But if you've seen how many teams we're going to have next season, it might not be as hard as we think. To the members of Dadlegend, is there anything you guys want to say before we go?
We're going again.
Yellowdart's the best captain in the world.
That is true.
That is objectively not true, but I digress.
Well, you're not objective, so you can't make that statement.
This
Otherwise,
is also true. I am not objective.
Are any of us
Not wrong about that.
objective in this?
well, everyone else is.
I think
You
the
might-
rest of us
what
are
I-
completely
What I
objective.
said was
yeah.
definitely objective.
So,
And it's objective that it was objective.
Damn it, Zaib.
Straight facts.
no, I think we're obviously certainly appreciative of you guys for having us on tonight. It was a good time. I appreciate of Hat and the board and everything they do to make sure that THI runs as smooth as it does. It's been a great operation. It was a great season for everyone. Obviously, really competitive. A lot of strong players. So we had nothing but great opponents all season. So it feels good to come out on top. But again, just huge credit to everyone involved. It was a great season.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Free.
Retweet.
Woohoo! Well, thank you all again for being on the show. I'm hoping that this will not be the last time we have you guys on THL on Tavern Talk, whether it be as guests for an episode or as champions. So I'm like I said, very excited to see what Dadlegend has in store for us next season. And we hope you all enjoyed. Again, feel free to follow us on all of our social media. Follow us on our Twitch channel. Wild and Pro series are still going on, so those shows will still be happening if you want some content to hold you over.
And
Battlegrounds. And we just started a Battlegrounds Alpha series that will be continuing. Because so far, even after 1 week, I can safely say it's a lot of fun.
Oh, it is.
I highly recommend you guys look into it if you have any interest in Battlegrounds. It's pretty great. Very excited to see what THL holds in general for its future in general. So, yeah, no, I think that basically covers it. I hope you all have a wonderful evening.
I do have. I just want to get some weekend announcements because we do have some matches.
Right, weekend matches.
Yeah, so Friday Night Fights this week starting at 9 p.m. Eastern. I'm not 100% sure who's casting, but I know that I'll probably be doing that match. I think it might be me and Brushy on Friday. It's going to be a Pro Series Finals match, Glee from F2L versus Cool Kid of Hype Horizon. And then
it is so good.
And then at 10 p.m. I think they might be delaying the Battleground so that way we can cast it. It looks like at 10 p.m. Eastern it says Battlegrounds. Not sure if the lobbies are still going to be going on at that point, but if there is any extra stuff, we'll be casting some Battlegrounds. And then Sunday at 8 p.m. Eastern for Sunday Showdown. Again, not 100% sure who's casting that. 8 p.m. Eastern Pro Series Finals. We got Zerk BZRK from F2L versus McBanterface of Hype Horizon. And in 9 p.m. we have a Wild Series semifinals match. Duin from Anoyo team, the Wild Anoyo team, playing Corbett of Battleship 2.
Yeah, this is going to be one hell of a finals. For the record, one player at the end of this week is going to have 3 Pro Series championships. It's either going to be Liquidox or Itachi. So
go Itachi.
I'm going Liquidox on this. No, I think
I love both. I love both. I
love F2L. Don't get me wrong, but Hype Horizon has been such an incredible team that I really want to see them win. And I'm not just saying that because F2L beat us by 1 point to make it into the playoffs.
Itachi recruited me to THL, so I'm biased. Itachi's gonna take it.
Oh, Itachi's the man. I knew him back from his Yu-Gi-Oh days.
Itachi's also one of my fellow players. So gotta
great
root
man.
for him. And my BG.
I will just say the fact that he was ever able to play on a team with Ron Mexico, and like I was like not surprised they won a championship because that's just an insane combo.
Yeah, just wait until next season.
Oh god, not again.
All right.
Not again.
So,
but I think that covers everything, right, Fish?
That does cover everything. So on behalf of myself and JR and Dadlegend, everybody here, thank you all for watching. Thank you for a great season of Legacy. See you all later.
Take care, everybody.
Bye-bye.
Adios.